Good morning and welcome to Historic Arkansas Museum, our Facebook Live. I'm Casey Marshall and I'm here to teach you a little bit about wassailing. Merry Christmas! And if that seems a little odd because we are now on the 30th of January and tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Traditionally, the 12 days of Christmas. You might have heard the song, On the First Day of Christmas. That's because Christmas originally had 12 days, or at least the English celebration did. Now, some of you may have seen or read the book A Christmas Carol with Ebenezer Scrooge. Think about that story. It was written based around 1843. Our mission here at Historic Arkansas Museum is to perpetuate history around the time we became a state and early territorial history. So 1836 we became a state. This block here at Historic Arkansas Museum was here during the time of Ebenezer Scrooge. Now, I love that story because in the story at the very beginning, he has Bob Cratchit. He wants the whole day off for Christmas. Be here all the earlier the next day, right? This is because of the Industrial Revolution and many things started to be mass produced and lots of people started getting jobs and they had to work every day, all day and never quit. Prior to that, in some countrysides in Great England and Britain and here in Arkansas, wasn't a lot to do around the Christmas season. It's getting dark. This is around the winter solstice. It's the darkest days of the year. And Christmas was not set on one day, just the 25th. No, many people would celebrate 12 full days of Christmas. Think about what you did this past Saturday. Did you have to go drive to in-laws' houses or drive to cousins' houses and spend all day trying to cram 5 family events into one? No. Think the relaxing, you have 12 days. You have time to spend with family, time to spend with people, and have a good time. Speaking of a good time, let's talk wassail. Now, the reason I'm stopping my history lesson is because I want to actually try my wassail on camera here today. So, we're going to make it. I'll go back to our history lesson, and then I'll see if I can't taste it on camera. Now, wassail. You might have heard the song, Here We Come a Wassailing. Okay. Wassail is sometimes an adult beverage, sometimes not. We are going to make a very kid-friendly version today. It is essentially a mulled cider with a little bit extra into it. So I cheated a little bit. I started the fire this morning and got my trivet close to the flames with my apple juice or apple cider heating up a little early, okay? So, what you need, simple recipe, I'll post it in the comments section. 8 cups of apple cider. Oh yeah, that's hot. My handle is far enough from the fire I can hold it. But 8 cups of apple cider. 2 cups of orange juice. A half cup of lemon juice. 4 cinnamon sticks. A tablespoon, or excuse me, a half teaspoon, very different, half teaspoon of cloves. I wish I could get a little bit closer, but I don't have a cameraman today. A couple star anise, a 1/4 tablespoon of nutmeg, a 1/4 tablespoon of ginger. Throw it all in here. Stir it up, and that's wassail. It is a mulled cider with a little bit extra flavor. Now, if you choose to make a adults-only version of wassail, traditionally they would have used brandy or possibly bourbon. And you want about equal amounts of that as orange juice. All right, stir that up real good. I'm going to let that sit and get hot. And here in a minute, I'm going to pour me a cup. Now, back to the 12 days of Christmas and wassailing. If you've heard the song, Here We Come a Wassailing, the song was based around a 1600s tradition, the 12 days of Christmas. You spent the entire time going to see family, the entire time hanging out with people you cared about, celebrating parties, and greeting the new year, not just Christmas. The first day of Christmas starts on December 25th. The 12th day of Christmas ends on December 5th, the evening of January 5th. January 5th, you might have heard of a 12th night party. Although we've stopped celebrating all 12 days of Christmas, Many people still celebrate a 12th night party. There's even a big one here in Little Rock, not at the museum, but I highly recommend if you want to have a special event with people you didn't get to see over the weekend, or you don't get to see them at New Year's, have one for a 12th night party. Now, that's why a lot of songs included not just Merry Christmas, but and a Happy New Year, because it was meant to be spread out. During the shortest days of the year, there's not a lot of work to be done, the light is dim, so let's spend some special time together. Wassailing, a very fun tradition. It is meant to be the last day. We won't be here for our Facebook Live on January 5th, but what you would do is on the last day of Christmas, the 12th day, January 5th, you would make a traditional pint or a large, actually it's usually a comically large glass of wassail. The host of the party would then come out with this giant bowl or giant cup and yell, "Wassail!" which means to be in good health or to be in good fortune. This tradition started around the 1600s, Anglo-Saxon tradition, Anglo-Saxon word of wassail! Everyone who was willing to participate in the tradition, everyone who was willing to drink from the cup and begin caroling and going out into the streets would yell back, "Drink it!" And you began your passing of the cup and singing traditional Christmas carols. You would sing Joy to the World or many of the songs you would see in the classic movie A Christmas Carol. And eventually, that tradition towards the end of the 1600s, early 1700s, made its way to spilling out onto the street and walking the streets with this comically large mug, yelling, "Drink ale, wassail!" and having a good time and dragging more people into your party to celebrate the 12th day of Christmas, the last day, the official end of the season before everyone goes home. Now, the song, 12 Days of Christmas. Today we are on the 6th day, so 6 geese a-laying. The traditional song comes from a children's poem. Have you ever wondered about the words, the different numbers, and why they had all these different gifts? It was originally written in 1780 as part of a children's poem, a children's collection of songs and stories. The music wasn't added into the song until about 1909, so it doesn't fit our block. If we're going to talk about traditional Christmas in the 1830s, 1840s, they weren't singing on the first day of Christmas, but they were singing, "Here we come a-wassailing along the streets so green. Here we come a-wassailing so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you your wassail too. And God send you and bless you with a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year." So, as we come to the end of 2021 and we round up and get ready for New Year's Eve tomorrow, you might possibly make a cup of traditional wassail with your party or with your friends. You start to drink toast to one another or to the end of the year, you might try some of wassail. It's a very simple recipe. As promised, I will put it in the comment section. Let me see if it has warmed up enough, and I will try my wassail. Now that said, incidentally, if it is not warm enough, although it has been sitting on the trivet for quite some time, the handle is getting pretty toasty. There was a traditional tool that I do not have here, but it looks like I'm going to be making one very, very soon. It's called a toddy rod. Have you ever had a hot toddy or a mulling stick? Sometimes they're called a mulling stick or a flipping rod. Oh yeah, this one's good. It was essentially a 12-inch to 14-inch stick, a rod similar to a fire poker. Imagine if this were straight. You'd stick it in the fire till it got red hot, and you could stir your drink with it to heat up your drink. That's why it was called a toddy rod or a hot toddy. You could heat up your wassail with it. Now, we don't have one here at the Historic Arkansas Museum, so pay attention to our Tuesday Facebook Live from the Blacksmith Shop. Looks like I've got a project to start building. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's try the wassail. Oh, that's hot. That's delicious. From the Historic Arkansas Museum, I hope you have a good one. Hope to see you next time. Please come by the museum and take a tour with us, or come by for one of our special events. Have a good one.